Well guys, sorry I got a bit carried away. I did decide to sculpt the belt loop a little bit. You haven't missed out on a lot really. I've just punched a hole for the retention strap and I've cut a couple of pieces out of the sides. Just you know, to add that little bit extra. I couldn't quite make up my mind. I needed some time to sit and think, and it's hard to do that when the camera's staring on you, and I just couldn't quite make up my mind what I wanted to do. Give you a little look of how it'll look. A rough idea anyway. I mean, these are all going to be skived down and everything yet, but that's roughly how it's hard to show it, how it's going to look with the strap now. It's going to look quite pretty, I think. This one, it'd be nice, something a bit different. Something just that little bit different. Anyway, you get the idea. Let's take the strap off so you can see without the strap. I'll be able to see a little bit better there. You know, it's all loose and you have to be careful, so there we go. Anyway, some fingerprints come off me today with that, but I have got a product. If this needed to go back to its natural colour, to you know, to clean all this if need be, but you know, with me dyeing it, there's no need. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to clean all these edges up. We'll put some groove lines in and neaten everything up, and I'll show you how I'll go about skiving to feather this in. Okay, so first off, I need to know where these lines need to come to. Also, if you're going to continue down the lines down the back like I am, you're going to need to use this again, so that you know when you put your stitch groove in, which I changed it, didn't I, to do that, so that they'll marry after, if that makes sense. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. Okay, that's the size of the stitch line that I'll be using. Again, I'll be able to use those couple of little marks for reference, so when I come to set the stitch groove after, I'll know where to go, or I can use these back lines to do that if needed. Put the my maker's mark on now. Right, so what we need to do now is we'll go from here, and I also need to know roughly where to stop. So we'll put that back on its line, put that back there a minute so I can have a little look. Let's put a couple of tiny little marks on the back, so I'll know roughly where to come to with my stitch line, which will be about one there and maybe here. Okay, just a very couple of light marks so that I don't run too far down, and then when I come to put the stitches in, it'll marry up then. Okay, so we'll go round. Sorry if I'm out of shot, lads, but this is a funny bit round these corners, round these round parts. So if I do go out, you'll have to excuse me, but I can't get this wrong. I don't want to be doing it again. Okay, we'll go round, stop there again, follow round, and we'll just stop there, and then when I come to put them, actually we'll be able to come round just a tad here, just a little bit there, so when I come to, yeah, that's perfect. Okay, right, it'll be the same here, so I've got to watch what I'm doing here now. If we leave it to about there, I think I'll do the same again. I hope you can see this. If I'll give you a quick overview just to see what I'm doing. Bring that round a little bit. I have been looking at investing in another camera, a camcorder, sorry, And I'd like to say a thank you to a friend of mine, another fellow YouTuber. I hope this is right. You know, I hope I haven't Toby, or it's spelled Tojibi, I think. He helped me out a little bit with what camera he uses. Scott, as always, has been just a true gent, as he always is. Amazing bloke, helped me out no end, and he advised me to go for a little one, but they only come up every now and again, hop, skip and a jump. I haven't got mad amounts of money, and to spend a couple of £100 on a camera at the minute is a bit, you know, if I could find one like that little one for about 80 or 90, I'm more than happy to shed that. And you know, this is just for you guys to make these videos and the quality better, so you can see more of what I'm doing in more detail. I mean, this camera is fantastic for taking pictures, but it's not HD for the camera. I mean, my brother's got a little one. I might ask him if I can borrow it for a bit, or we'll see how we go anyway. Anyway, there's your lines. Also, I always go first and then go and neaten up around these little bits after. So we'll do that now, just to make sure they're all nice and neat. Because it's not a good look when you get these not neat. You know, they're not following the contours properly. It doesn't show that attention to detail. Okay, that's nice and neat. So I know now when I come to put that stitch line in, this will marry, and this one could come round just a little bit more, just very minor. If I try that, you'll probably find, there we go, that's it, that should line up just about right. If it's just under, I can always adjust this slightly just to feather it in, but you don't get much room for a manoeuvre. So anyway, so that's that done. Okay, that's better a little bit. Okay, now we need to skive off these edges. For the tight bits I use what they call like a belt groove, a belt edger, and for the tighter square ones I use the flat ones. Sometimes a number 1, sometimes a number 2. Right, I'll go for a number 3 here. Now this is where you have to start thinking about what you're doing when it comes to these type of bits, because you don't want to be, the last thing you need to do now is, put that edge groove, skive that edge down it into here, because if you come round here and skive down to there, you're going to have a big gap where the welts will be, and it's going to look terrible, and it will drive you potty. Or it might not, but it would me. So what we'll do is, I know there's 2 little marks here, one there and one there. That's where I need to skive from. Right, so I've just got just shy of it, just in case there's a bit of a manoeuvre when I come to attach stuff. Okay. It is number 2, this one. Oh, that's better. Right, this one's going to be a bugger because of the angle. So what we'll do is we'll come round, down, so I have to double check then. Round, down and round. There we go. Just got it. Okay. Then we'll come off here. Let's clean some of this mess up a bit. Okay, and then where are we at? Here we come. Sorry. Round. Down. We definitely want to be doing inside the circle. Because it's where the strap's going to run. Take your time with these. Don't dig the tooling too hard or you'll gouge it into the edge of the leather. Okay, we want the inside done for definite. You can always go a bit more aggressive with the inside than you can on the outside of the leather, the flesh side. So, okay. Oh, that was close. It's a good job I feathered that out then on that edge. Otherwise there would have been a big gap there and all. Okay, so now I'm going to make sure when I'm coming to it, I don't want to be feathering. I don't want to be coming too close to these bits here when I come to skive these, because they need to be compressed together. So we'll leave them little bits out there. Come from here. Okay. This is a really important step, you know, it neatens everything up, and if I remember right, I needed to leave that, didn't I? Yeah. Okay. That's all your edges. Whoop. Okay, that's all the inside of your belt loop. It's all neat now. All your edges are nice. What I'm basically doing is I'm striving to get this so everything's near enough done, ready for dyeing, and then when it comes after dyeing you haven't got so much messing about to do. So, okay. Doing that. Okay, there we go. So what we need to do now, and I've missed a bit there, okay, that's better. Okay. Putting some tools back, clean some of this mess up. Okay, right, so now that's where we're at. What we've got to do now is think about the skiving now. Right, here we go. So basically we want this from there to start from its thickness, which is 4mm here, and then skive that down, so it comes to paper or less thin. And this is how I go about doing that. There's a few ways of doing this, depending on the size. I use this homemade tool an awful lot for pairing and skiving. I use this little planer an awful lot. And I use this an awful lot, so we're going to go with this for a bit for now, and also change tools as I'm doing it. So you're going to go nice and steady, not too much. Don't go going mad, because you'll just cut through it all and that'll be that. You watch, as I'll probably do now on camera, and rip the sheath, because I'm not concentrating, so if I don't speak now. This just comes with practice and time to be able to know how much pressure to use to take the right amount off at a time. Right, we'll clean that edge up and we'll have a look and see that. I'll be doing this quite a lot now and just checking little bit by little. We're getting there slowly but surely. You'll want a little, basically like a triangle in the end. That's tapering. Okay, so we'll continue. This needs a sharpen. See how much you can take off if you're not careful. Right, so what we'll do now, we'll go to another tool which I use a lot, which is another skiver. We'll start using this one a bit now. As with these, I know the blades and that are quite, you know, a lot of this stuff's not cheap, but you know, put new blades in, because it'll help you no end than to keep using the same one, and you'll be fighting with the leather and you'll mess it up. You won't be able to control the tool properly. See, I use the head knife, round knife, to take a big chunk out of it. I'll use this to refine it, and then I'll use my little planer to even everything out. Okay, keep looking, but you know, looking over it. To see, I looked at the camera then and I nearly ruined it. Hope you can see what I'm basically doing is just gently paring little slices off. Not too much pressure. You put a lot of pressure on and you'll dig deep and you'll mess it up. I mean, when you get quite good with this, you can get the leather extremely flat, and you can take all them grooves out. This is where we're at now. You can see that. Just what we'll do, we'll take the head knife again, and all these little furry bits that hang over the edge, we'll trim them off, and then you'll be able to see exactly what you're doing with that edge. See, it's thin here, really thin there, so I don't need to concentrate too much on there now. I need to the other side's a lot thicker, so we'll move over to that side. And there's another tool that you can use for this, which looks like this. I'm not real keen on this. I mean, you can see, you can take your time with this, but it's very aggressive, and it takes a lot off very quickly, and it can be a recipe for disaster, this, if you... To me, it's just that little bit too aggressive for me. I do use it if I've got to take an awful lot off. Anyway, we're going to start. I use my little planer now to start evening stuff out. Okay. That's where we're at now with the edge. Nice and even. We're getting that triangle now. I'll just clean some of this up. It's driving me mad. Okay. And we'll continue with this. What I'm going to do, you've seen me doing quite a bit of this now, so I'll pull you off here and we'll carry on in a bit with something else. Okay?